Hey everybody, Dave here, and we're talking about the difficult thing of the parable of the net. And the net was the idea that there would be a drag net put out into water, and this net could be as large as a half a mile, and that drag net would catch everything that's in the water that's in that net coming into shore. And then when they brought it to shore, Jesus gave a parable about this happening, and the guys there, the fishermen there, taking the good fish, the eatable fish, and putting them in one basket and throwing away into a fire everything else that was not usable for them. And Jesus said, this is basically like the end of the age. And we've talked about judgment, and today we're going to be talking about eternal separation. There is an absolute separation that's going to take place. Jesus brings it up in that parable. We also see it in many different stories. There was a story of a beggar and a very rich man. This rich man walked by this beggar every day. The beggar was right outside the gate of his house, and eventually the beggar died. He had wounds over him, and the guy just didn't care. The beggar ended up being in heaven. Well, what happened with this other gentleman, he died, this rich man died, and realized he was now in a very dark, horrible, fiery place. And he said, please, I see you over there. Would you please give me just even a drop of water? And he was told that nothing could get over there. Then he said, please, let me go tell my brothers. They're going to be just like me. And again, he was told, no, they've been given Moses. They've been given the prophets. We've been given Jesus Christ, all of us. And he's saying, no, everything's been given to someone to make a choice, a decision. And in this case, they probably would not make the right decision. Now, this eternal separation is something that Jesus brings up in this scripture in Matthew 13:48, 49 is what it says. Then they sat down and collected the good fish in baskets, but threw the bad ones away. And then in verse 49, Jesus said, the angels will come, separate the wicked from the righteous. This will take place. We need to understand there's a separation that's going to happen. And in that separation, we have people in our lives who do not know Jesus. And we've got to think about, God, what can we do? What can I do to show them the good message, the good news of you? I have 3 questions for you that we're going to bring up today and tomorrow. And here are the 3 questions. Do you understand there's a separation that's going to take place? Do you understand the truth that there's judgment, separation, and hell? And those who do not accept Christ experience that judgment, that separation from God and hell. And those who do accept Jesus Christ have heaven. Do you understand that? Secondly, I'll put the third one. Do you care? Do I care that people will be going to hell? We need to get that in our minds. Do I care? Because if I profess, because that's the second question, do I profess to be a believer in Jesus Christ? I should care about my family and friends and neighbors and coworkers that don't know Jesus. So let's start praying for them. Make your My 8 list and start praying for them, because I believe you do care. Secondly, start thinking about ways that you can reach them, those people closest to you, with the good news. Live out, not in perfection, but in your imperfection, Jesus' perfection will be seen. Through making amends and forgiving each other, loving those who are difficult to love. And then start thinking about ways you could reach out to people you don't even know right now. We have Saving Grace Ministries that you could start helping down there and be able to help in some of the building process that we're doing. And eventually when the building's up, you could help the prisoners as they come out. You could go out and put out door hangers that we'll do in the next couple of months here. You can go on a mission trip in which Justin and some of the youth are going on right now. They'll be heading on out next week to Puerto Rico to help those people who were hit by a hurricane. There are many things we could do to show that we care. So let's think about how we care about people, how much we love people, and we want them to be with us in heaven, right? Because there is an eternal separation. We need to understand that, which I know you do. And now let's start thinking about ways we can tell the people in our lives about Jesus, because Jesus is the way, the truth, and life. There is no other way to go other than through Him. So let's make sure we get that message across. Guys, have a great day. We'll see you next time.